as a person and a patient. I feel extremely confident with their skills and have recommended Peninsula Chiropractic to numerous people, not to mention the relaxed atmosphere and genuine caring staff that is Peninsula Chiropractic. Don't spend another day in pain. Call Peninsula Chiropractic today at 843-723-6475. That's 723-6475. Or visit the office, conveniently located within the Sergeant Jasper Building downtown at 310 Broad Street, number 2, Charleston, South Carolina.
Do you sometimes think life was just better when I was young? Maybe you're right. You know, there has been a marked decline in girls ages 8 to 14 that participate in Girl Scouting. And today we're looking for girls who are ready to be the leaders of tomorrow. Girls in this age group are vital to Scouting. They serve as role models for younger girls and uplift the community. And ladies, we need you to be that example too. Become a volunteer, a troop leader, or just enroll your daughter in Girl Scouts today. Call 843-552-9910 to learn more.
We got talk shows, we got sunglasses, we got music, we got fake Rolexes. KineticHiFi.com. Keep it locked in, honey butter. It's what happens when you cross saucy with awesome. That's right, you're listening to KineticHiFi.com, baby. It's awesome.
Welcome back into Sunday Morning Freedom Spin. This is part 1, the Drew Howard Show. Be sure to stick around after 11 a.m. You get the Sunday Spin with Nick O'Kelly coming up. Very exciting show. He's got a lot to talk about today, so you don't want to miss that. Hang around. That'll be at the top of the next hour at 11 o'clock, but we still got another hour and a half here. Got this computer issue worked back out. Got these videos back up. And I mentioned this one right before I had to cut out to a break with Greta Van Susteren in the White House over Benghazi. Let's play a video clip from her show on Friday where she talked about it. Well, maybe. I do apologize about these technical issues we're having here. We always have technical issues. I think it's the NSA trying to stop us from getting the truth out. There we go.
Let's go off the record. Since day one of Benghazi, Fox News has aggressively investigated. It hasn't been easy. It's more like pulling teeth trying to get answers from the Obama administration. The Obama administration's behavior post-Benghazi has been weird, like they're hiding something. First, that silly story about that video. Remember Susan Rice on all the Sunday talk shows? And even President Obama kept talking about the video for weeks. So Fox continued to press for information, and it got weirder. Remember in the days right after the attack, the State Department had a conference call to brief all in the media and excluded Fox News? When confronted, State Department apologized, said it was an oversight. Really? An oversight? Well, it happened again a short time later. This time the CIA giving a media briefing. And guess who was specifically excluded? You got it, Fox News. Why? Well, I think Fox News is being punished for aggressively asking questions, doing our jobs. But that's not all. A few weeks later, when reporter Jennifer Griffin said she was told that there was a stand-down order at Benghazi, I got a weird call from the Obama administration trying to pressure me to get Jennifer to back down on her report. I thought the call from the Obama administration was dirty. Incidentally, I don't control my colleagues, and they don't control me. But then there's been more. As recently as April, after the administration said it turned over all the information and email surfaces that had been withheld in the face of repeated requests. Are you suspicious? I don't know about you, but I wasn't born yesterday. And that's my off-the-record comment tonight.
So there we have actual reports of the White House punishing and asking the media not to report on this. But we've seen time and time again where this White House, no matter their promises, their campaign, all the campaigning they did on the grounds of transparency, they've become the most non-transparent administration we've seen. They've shut everybody down. If you're not on board their team, they don't give you access. They don't give you the interviews. And it gets really hard if you go against them. And we see that they're state-ran media groups are having trouble. CNBC hits 21-year rating low, plunges 21-year lows in ratings. It's over, whether due to complete domination of centrally planned markets by a few central banks, whether as a result of HFTs forcing out all human traders and investors, whether it's due to volatility and plunging to low records and complacency at record highs, whether viewers simply aren't impressed by the new young female faces that are increasingly taking over the primetime financial TV slots, because people are tired of Cramer's endless caffeine high and endless attempts to justify a record disconnect between manipulated record high markets and a stagnant economy in which some 53 million workers are freelancers, or simply because video game consoles don't watch TV, America's interest with finance and the stock market is over. That's because we see that the stock market's being artificially high. It's being kept up through the printing of money by the Federal Reserve, through the quantitative easing. It's being artificially propped up, and people are scared to invest because it's going to crash. We've got a report coming out of the LA Times today saying that more people are becoming street vendors among a weak economy. You do what you can to survive now. If you have to sell things on the street, you do. This lady out here that they've got in the picture selling soap. There's another one that's selling bacon-wrapped hot dogs. You do what you can to survive in these bad economies, and that's what we're really seeing is the human spirit stepping up into a survival mode. Got just craziness out there, folks. Just complete craziness going on, and everything's awesome because the media tells us it is. Because not Fox News, they can't be trusted. We can't invite them to the press conferences. They're not going to tell everything's awesome. But MSNBC, they'll keep telling you everything is awesome. Let's invite them. Here's something I talked about yesterday, too, that I wanted to get into. We didn't get into it a lot, but I did mention the headline. I wanted to get into it today. It's a Kurt Nimmo article out of Infowars.com claiming that the video, Al Jazeera now is even questioning the videos of Foley and Scofflaw, and they believe that this is a pretext ahead of a U.S. invasion of Syria. Again, remember last year we had Lindsey Graham saying, if you don't go into Syria, Charleston Harbor will be nuked if we don't take out Assad in Syria. And then it was clear we were going in there to assist ISIS, who are the real villains in this story. They're the ones that are killing everybody indiscriminately. Christian, Jew, Muslim that won't convert to their brand of Muslim. It doesn't matter. They're killing everybody because they are the villains of the story. They are evil. That's one problem I had with Israel during the whole Gaza conflict, was them saying that they would side with ISIS if it meant they would get rid of the Palestinians. No. The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy in this case. They are the enemy of everyone that is not radical Islam. And that's where we need to discover, and we need to come together. It's time that we stop staying divided. And it's time that we unite and say, enough's enough. We're done with this radical fanatic Islam. If you want to live in peace, then that's fine. If you want to blow up markets, if you want to blow up buses, if you want to behead journalists and crucify Christians, that's not okay. And that's what it comes down to again, is it's not that we're against Islam. It's not that we're against other religions. It's not that we're against other people's free rights to express their will the way they want to. It's, I'm against blowing up markets. I'm against blowing up buses. I'm against beheading journalists. I'm against crucifying Christians. I'm against sexually mutilating women. I'm against forcing them to wear burqas over their heads and walk 17 paces behind men and not be able to drive cars or get an education. That's what I'm against. I'm not against, your right to have your prayer rug and have your call to prayer and be out there at sunrise in front of a McDonald's in Ohio praying. I've seen Muslims do that. That's not offensive to me. Blowing up buildings, saying that you want to kill everybody that's not Muslim, that's offensive. And again, why is Facebook not taking down the ISIS feeds? You post something against Obama, they're going to say, that violates your terms and conditions. We're going to take it down. They should be taking this down. They should not be giving ISIS a platform. This is the type of people we need to rip the platform out from under. But instead, we only do that to Christians, conservatives, libertarians, gun owners, returning veterans. You know the list of terrorists according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Those are the real terrorists. Not ISIS. They're freedom fighters. 20 years from now, we'll remember ISIS like we do Che Guevara. And that's the sad thing is, 20 years from now, we're going to remember ISIS the same way they do remember Che Guevara as a freedom fighter, not a mass murderer, which he was. Let's go ahead. I teased this quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play Mark Dice video here that's going to lead into our next story. Actually, let's first do this one. Let's first play the video about the NSA employee hacking celebrity photos.
The NSA, the National Spying Agency, has been illegally spying on virtually everybody on the entire planet for years, and nobody seemed to really care, but all of a sudden some celebrities get hacked and the whole world is concerned with privacy. Some speculating that the hacker was an NSA or CIA contractor or employee. The exact identity and the method has yet to be confirmed, and even if that's not the case, it may be news to some that that kind of hacking ability is about as simple as just logging into your account for the NSA. In fact, it's called LoveInt, short for Love Intelligence, which is a form of cyber stalking that's well known amongst intelligence agencies and some in the public, thanks to Edward Snowden, where NSA and their affiliate contractors and employees use their tools and their security clearance to cyber stalk on their crushes, their love interests, their exes, etc., because they can access your cloud storage, any storage, anything that you have, with a few clicks of a keyboard. And it's absolutely ridiculous to believe that there are not a wide number of NSA, CIA, intelligence agency contractors and employees who haven't had personal collections of this type of material. They may not have went and distributed them online out of fear of getting caught, but certainly it's reasonable to believe, in fact foolish to deny, that these type of hacks haven't been going on for quite some time. And the photos have been ending up in the personal collections of the Edward Snowden types. In fact, the gym that I used to work out at years ago, the personal trainers made it very clear to me that when a cute girl would check into the gym, they would just use what little tools they had to cyber stalk her, to look her up on Facebook, to find out if she was married, if there was a spouse connected to the account. Find out how often she worked out, when she worked out, how long she was there, etc., etc. So if some ordinary meatheads at your local gym have committed this kind of creepy cyber stalking, you can only imagine what the unregulated, unsupervised, psycho NSA stalkers have actually been doing. And, of course, storing your personal, intimate photos wirelessly in the cloud is about the dumbest idea you could ever come up with. Of course, if these people would have read my 2011 book, Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True, they maybe would have thought twice about doing such a thing. This book is really just an expansion of my 2005 book, The Resistance Manifesto, which clearly covers echelon and carnivore and all these same exact type of systems that Edward Snowden has, again, just been confirming, that others before him have confirmed as well. But again, the whole country, as you know, is shocked from the largest A-list celebrity nude photo hack in history. But the real secret to this story is that countless NSA intelligence agency employees and contractors have been collecting these kinds of photos personally for quite some time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Check out some of the previous videos in the playlists. Check out my book, Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True, in paperback on Amazon.com.
And that's really the point, is maybe this will bring up more exposure, pun intended there, to the police state, to the Orwellian spy state, to the Stasi-style grids that are out there. We've got reports of fake cell phone towers being put up to steal your data right from your phone, right from your tablet. Digital storage, digital backups is not good because, okay, yeah, maybe you could delete the original file you have, but how many copies are out there? How many times has that file self-replicated itself? How many other issues are there? When things go on the internet, they're there forever. They don't go away because too many copies get made, gets put up at too many places. It's there. It's out there. We see that wrecking people's lives. It's keeping people from getting jobs, you know. Yeah, it's fun to post drunk pictures of yourself on Facebook. Then what happens when they Google you? You're going to not get the job. And social media is destroying our society. Social media is slavery. I don't know any other way to say it. It is pure slavery. It is control by a few elites over the masses. And it's time we pull away. It's time we disconnect. Technology, while inherently is not bad, it pulls out the evil in us. I do believe, and I think we've reached a critical mass point with our technology in our society, to where yes, we can do a lot of good with it, but we're also doing a lot of bad with it. Even just the brainwashing, the indoctrination, the laziness, the pushing towards a Wall-E-style axiom society where everybody is obese and doesn't walk and rides around on their carts watching their TV all day. Hey, let's go hit some virtual golf balls instead of going hitting real golf balls. Let's leave golf to our leaders like Obama. We'll just go play virtual golf on our tablet in front of our face and we won't move anything other than our arms. Yay, obesity. Yay, diabetes. Yay, death. It's Agenda 21, death. It's the ultimate goal of Agenda 21 is to kill you. Kill you dead. If they can't kill you in the womb with abortion, then they're going to kill you as soon as they can in life. Let's go ahead and get to a break, and then when we come back, do probably a little more immigration. I got a few stories here to talk about with that. A few more immigration issues, and then the second hour I want to get into a Charleston local issue here. We had a protest this week for $15 an hour minimum wage for fast food workers. Shut down the crosstown. They were meaning business. I want to get into that. There's a City Paper article. And we'll cover that a little bit into the second hour. Remember, you are sticking here on the Sunday Morning Freedom Spin. This is part one of the block, The Drew Howard Show. Sunday Morning Freedom Spin is both blocks. It's myself, 9 to 11 with The Drew Howard Show. Then it is Nick O'Kelly with the Sunday Spin with Nick O'Kelly from 11 to 1. For 4 hours every Sunday morning, Sit and Spin Radio takes over KineticHiFi.com. We take over KineticHiFi.com every Saturday morning as well from 9 to noon with the Weekend Sit and Spin. So, let's see if I can find something to tease before we get back for the short segment going into the top of the hour. Yeah, it's going to be amnesty. We'll just keep going with that. I got a few videos and a few more people blasting Obama. So, we'll be back with some amnesty talk. And what better to... Oh, didn't realize I was also playing. So a little more amnesty talk. Laura Ingraham blasting Obama. We'll get into that when we get back. A little Led Zeppelin to take you out to break this morning. This is the Sunday Morning Freedom Spin, Drew Howard Show, KineticHiFi.com, Spreaker Web Radio.
Big with small. KineticHiFi.com. It's me. What you think I was gonna say? Man, you people need to get your head together. I don't even know. I'm trying to have an attitude over here.
Hi, this is Bob Charles, the host of The Bob Charles Show. I very rarely endorse anything, but this service deserves my attention. Atlantic Repair LLC is the only credit restoration company that is actually headquartered here in Charleston, South Carolina. Unlike other companies that overcharge you because a middleman gets paid and then your credit report goes to Poland packed in sauerkraut, this company is here to help all of us and our credit problems like low scores, collections, judgments, inquiries, and a bunch of more bad stuff. Call Atlantic Repair LLC at 888-957-1118. They are the one company in South Carolina that charges 50% less than any other service on the planet, and no monthly fees either. They work till they are done. They get my vote. Now it's your turn. Call 888-957-1118 or go to www.atlanticrepairllc.com and follow the directions on page 1. They care for you.
Hey, there's no shortage of folks out there who claim to be website designers, graphic artists. It seems like every day you hear about a new social media firm promising to optimize your website and social media visibility. What you may not know is that very few of these folks have the experience and talent necessary to fulfill their lofty promises. As a small business owner, you know every dollar spent needs to have an impact, and there's simply no better way to set your business up for success than to trust your online needs to Charleston's premier full production service, Advent Designs. Advent Designs has a history of success and customer satisfaction which is unmatched, and you can rest assured that your investment will see outstanding returns. Whether you need an intuitive new website, an eye-catching logo, a powerful new banner, or comprehensive social media campaign, Advent Designs is ready to help. Call Advent Designs today at 843-298-1619. That's 843-298-1619. Or visit the website at advent-designs.com. Advent Designs, the power of perfection.
I want to thank all the women's for listening to KineticHiFi.com.
We love it!
I know you do, baby. I know you do.
Welcome back. Sunday Morning Freedom Spin, Part 1, The Drew Howard Show, right here at KineticHiFi.com. Spreaker Web Radio, little Pink Floyd to bring us back from break there. This is the short segment. Got a new comments coming out of radio host Laura Ingraham, a tireless champion of anti-amnesty efforts, blasted the Republican National Committee in a statement provided exclusively to Breitbart News. This is coming out of Breitbart News. Slamming the RNC's apparent support of President Barack Obama's plans to grant executive amnesty for millions of illegal aliens. The RNC, sir, seems crestfallen that President Obama didn't sign an executive amnesty for millions of illegal workers in the U.S., Ingram said in an email. I, for one, am glad that now we all know where the GOP's establishment allegiance really lies, and that it's not with the American working class that it's desperately looking for its champion. So maybe even she's starting to wake up to the fact that the RNC and the DNC, they're two sides of the same coin. Welcome to politics in America. It's one puppet master controlling both candidates, both parties. They're both sold out. They both work for the New World Order. They both work for offshore banking. It's politics in America. Two puppets. You got your blue team and your red team. We'll make this as much like fourth grade elementary soccer as we possibly can. We got the blue team, we got the red team. Ain't no winners, everybody's a loser. fact, let's use this short segment right here real quick to play this video. I love it. It's one of my favorite comedic bits of all time. It's Bill Hicks talking about the presidency and what the presidency is really like in America.
I think the puppet on the right shares my beliefs. I think the puppet on the left is more to my liking. Hey, wait a minute. There's one guy holding up both puppets. Shut up. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control. Here's Love Connection. Watch this and get fat and stupid. By the way, keep drinking beer.
Yeah, it keeps going on. Bill Hicks, he wasn't a clean comedian, so there's a lot of language in there. I had to cut it before we got to that, but it's a classic bit. It's a great bit, and it's a very true bit. And by the way, if you want to see some more true, real comedy, come out this Thursday night to Corey's Grilled Cheese, September 11th. I'm doing a September 11th set. I'm going to have some jokes in there about that. I'm going to try to wake some people up, because that's what I do every time I step on stage. It's not about being a comedian that's going to sit there and tell you, make nugget jokes and knock-knock jokes. It's about being the dark poet, trying to wake people up, and that's what we really need to do. And again, it's saddened this week that we lost Joan Rivers, a lady that had that knack to go after everybody, to wake people up to the real stupidity around the globe. And we definitely want to give our thoughts and prayers to her family and her friends, and say that that's truly what we're going to miss. Yes, she was bought out by the New World Order in a lot of cases, reporting on trivial matters that didn't trivial things that didn't matter, like fashion, her e-shows like that. But she gives sound bites. She gives comedy. When she was on stage, she owned that stage, and she would really drop knowledge on you out there. Another great Cat Williams special I saw this week. It's really the only thing we've got left, dropping truth. But hey, Cosmo's going to start pushing presidential candidates or political candidates, as long as you're not a pro-lifer. Those dirty pro-lifers not wanting to kill babies. What's wrong with them? This question we'll leave you to think about as we go to the top of the hour break here. You're listening to The Drew Howard Show. This is part of the Sunday Morning Freedom Spin. KineticHiFi.com, Spreaker Web Radio. Be sure to stick around one more hour, and then you have the Sunday Spin with Nick O'Kelly. Hang around for that. You don't want to miss it. And we'll get out of here. We'll come back after the top of the hour. We're going to talk about fast food protest here hitting the Charleston area and why fast food workers feel like they deserve $15 an hour. So we're going to get into that after the top of the hour here. And we'll be right back.
We got talk shows, we got sunglasses, we got music, we got fake Rolexes. KineticHiFi.com. Keep it locked in, honey butter.
Your business not going right? Don't know how to advertise? Come holler at your boys right here at Signs to See. We specialize in all your advertising needs. You need t-shirts, business cards, signs, banners. We got it all. Car magnets, decals, flyers. We got it all for you right here at Signs to See. Conveniently located at 937 Wapo Road, Suite 2B. You can also call us at 843-608-0722. You got a family reunion, you got a class reunion, and don't know how to get your t-shirts done? Well, call Signs to See. Signs to See is conveniently located at 937 Wapo Road, Suite 2B. Also, you can call us 843-608-0722. Or you can log on, SignsToSee.com. And I do all my business with Signs to See.
At 164 King Street, find an oasis of calm, the Charleston Library Society, celebrating the written word, dedicated to enlightened thought within an atmosphere of gentility and learning. Established in 1748, it's the South's oldest cultural institution, and you're invited to visit. Come Come experience the elegant main reading room, our children's center, and join in to enjoy our speakers series, concerts, and other fine programs. Affordable membership is available now and always at the Charleston Library Society.
Thanks for tuning in to KineticHiFi.com. Stay tuned in. Thanks.
Your head. If not for me, then you'd be dead. I picked you up, put you back on solid ground. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman mind, kryptonite.
And welcome back. KineticHiFi.com, Spreaker Web Radio. This is the weekend Sit and Spin Radio. This is the Sunday morning Freedom Spin. KineticHiFi.com, Spreaker Web Radio. Part 1, The Drew Howard Show. And got another article here really quickly out of Fox News Politics. Obama's delay on immigration action brings storm of criticism from Hispanics and liberal supporters alike. Immigration reform advocates expressed their objection Saturday to President Obama's delaying executive action to fix U.S. immigration policy.
To implement immigration measures. The officials say executive action on immigration during the campaign season would not only politicize the issue, but also hurt future reform efforts. Others argue the timing is all about politics. Molly Hindenburg has the latest now from Washington. Molly?
Hi, Arthel. The top Republican in the House, Speaker John Boehner, is one of those people who contend that the president's timing is all about politics and the upcoming midterms. Boehner said in a statement, quote, "There is never a right time for the president to declare amnesty by executive action. But the decision to simply delay this deeply controversial and possibly unconstitutional unilateral action until after the election, instead of abandoning the idea altogether, smacks of raw politics." But President Obama made the point yesterday during the NATO summit in Wales that he believes he has the authority to take action on immigration separate from Congress.
In the absence of action by Congress, I'm going to do what I can do within the legal constraints of my office because it's the right thing to do for the country.
And he has the support of the top Democrat in the Senate. Harry Reid put out a statement saying, quote, "I know the president is determined to act, and when he does, I support a broad use of his authority to fix as much of our broken immigration system as he can through executive action." But groups pushing for citizenship for illegal immigrants, such as the PICO National Network, are disappointed in the president's decision. A PICO statement said today the president and Senate Democrats have made it clear that, quote, "undocumented immigrants and Latinos are simply viewed as political pawns." Arthel?
Good, you're treated just like the rest of humanity. You're treated just like every other American. Welcome to the fold. You're a political pawn. You're a slave to the Federal Reserve and to offshore bankers. Maybe you'll finally wake up and realize it. We need to come together under liberty, not come together to get Obama phones and food stamps and welfare and free health care. All of those things you should be taking care of yourself. It's self-reliance, folks. Nobody's going to take care of you but you, and that's what you need to realize. It's time we all get self-reliant and quit looking for a handout. If you see somebody that's down, give them a hand up, not a hand out. Help them back to their feet. Don't keep giving them food so they can lay there in squalor. And a perfect example of this, just entitled mentality that goes along with the entitlement class, with the gimme dats out there, the welfare state, the Obama phone state, the I need more free money state. And we see that with the protests going on for fast food. fact, let me set this up with a video here. I got another Mark Dice video talking about the fast food protest. Let's play this real quick, and this will set the stage for what we're talking about.
Hordes of burger-flipping zombies hit the streets in 150 American cities under the
including
direction of
Charleston.
their communist puppet masters, demanding a higher pay to flip burgers and fill cups of high-fructose corn syrup, known as soda, to the peons. It's called the Fight for 15, and fast food workers across the country are demanding $15 an hour to do the job that, a monkey could do. 19 were arrested in Chicago. More were arrested in Detroit, and they're calling themselves the Movement. It's the Fight for 15. The same behavior led to the Communist Revolution under the direction of Mao Zedong, where he convinced a large number of mainly youth to rise up and overthrow their parents, their teachers, and the business owners, and anybody who actually had any money, because it was their fault. It was they were the ones keeping them from becoming a success. The same strategy of the Occupy Wall Street with their mindless mantra, "We are the 99%. Of course, unable to do the math that 1% of the world's population is 70 million people. These morons are blaming 70 million people for keeping them enslaved. Of course, the fast food protests will just simply lead to more electronic kiosks. Carl's Jr. CEO said that you can expect more and more, and in fact, maybe you have actually seen kiosks. This is one that I actually took a picture of myself. 2 of them overtook the cash registers. Of course, the fast food morons, probably spend $500 a month on weed. Yeah, man, I'm smoking 2 ounces of weed a month. I got that good stuff, but I just need more money. I'm just not getting paid enough money. Of course, most of the people who are stuck in a career of fast food working is due to their own choice. Coming to work hungover, missing work, coming late all the time, spending money on drugs and alcohol instead of on an education, just simply being lazy. And of course, the fast food zombie hordes can't compute, have no idea about the real value of $1 or the value of an hour of hard work. Of course, many of you who are not zombies probably know people that work extremely hard, extremely skilled jobs that don't even make or barely make $15 an hour. Like people who are laying tile or laying carpet or doing roofing. These fast food workers should go and get a job trying to do some roofing. Bunch of absolute morons. But this is what we can expect. The zombie hordes, the vast majority of the people are just a bunch of brain-dead entitlement imbeciles who just have no concept of hard work, so lazy, so used to just pressing a button on the computer and just getting things fed to them, paying their $8 a month for Netflix, just getting all the free stuff on the internet. I should get paid more. If you want to get paid more money, you should probably learn some skills. You should probably go to college, learn a trade, get an apprenticeship. Stop getting hungover and coming to work late. Stop doing so many drugs. Start reading books instead of drugs. Instead of buying drugs. Start thinking. Start reading books instead of watching television. But this is a symptom of the sickness of the coming communist New World Order. That is the ultimate plan of the final phase of the New World Order. That before the Antichrist is unveiled. The zombie slaves take their mark of the beast to hopefully live forever here on planet Earth after they've exterminated the Christians for causing problems and holding back.
Like I said, we saw this happening this week in Charleston. It's a Paul Bowers article out of citypaper.com, out of Charleston City Paper. Hear from the protesters who blocked traffic on the crosstown for an hour. 19 fast food workers ticketed after civil disobedience on Spring Street. A group of about 25 fast food workers demanding $15 an hour wage sat in the middle of the street near a downtown McDonald's and blocked traffic on a major thoroughfare for more than an hour on Friday, I believe it was. September 4th. So that would have been Thursday. On Thursday this happened. But before they earned the attention of the police and the ire of commuters this sweltering late summer afternoon, they gathered under the shade of a tree in Brittlebank Park at noon. One of the workers was 17-year-old Marlena Hill, a short woman with red streaks in her hair and a pronounced low-country drawl. She said that she was scheduled to work this morning at the southernmost McDonald's on Rivers Avenue, but she skipped her shift to join the protests that began near the Taco Bell on Folly Road. She was willing to catch heat from the manager for missing a day of work, but she said the protest ended in her arrest and she would step aside. Me, I'm the one that's leaving. The rest of them, I don't know, but I've got to go, Hill said. Marlena Hill is a 17-year-old dropout of Colleton County and says that she now has to provide for her younger brother and sister. So just like Mark Dice said there in the video, she thinks she deserves $15 an hour because she couldn't even be bothered to finish high school. Let me throw out a theory here of what's going to happen if they do promote this to $15 an hour wages. If we get to $15 an hour wages at fast food restaurants, do you want to know what's going to happen? A, you're going to see the rise of automation in fast food restaurants. It's going to be like gas stations, like Sheetz. You can go into Sheetz, you can order food, but you don't talk to somebody to order food. You punch it into a computer. You punch it in on the screen. Oh, I want a taco. I want a burger. And then there is somebody behind there that makes that for you. But still, you punch it into a computer screen, you don't order. That's the first thing they're going to get rid of will be the order takers, the counter people. Then it's going to be the fry guy because you know what? They have a machine that already dispenses the fries in the bucket. What all they got to do is make that conveyor belt after it puts it in the fry bucket, drop the fry bucket in the fryer. Then in 2 minutes, lift it back out. All of a sudden, you don't have a fry guy. Yeah, the shake machine never works, so why even bother with shakes anymore? We're spending so much money on our overhead, let's just get rid of the shake machine. Let's take Big Macs to $9 a burger. Let's treat it like Hawaii prices. Oh, but unlike Hawaii, you're not going to get a slice of pineapple on your Big Mac. And then the people that they do have to work there, the ones that they will hire, to put the burgers together, to take the fries off the fryer machine and put them in bags until we can get a Roomba robot to do that. The people that will be hired for that, do you think it's going to be your bottom of the barrel, your high school dropouts at $15 an hour? No, you're going to have an influx of applications from people with college degrees, associate's degrees, high school diplomas that can't get a job for $8.50, much less $15 an hour. You're telling me I can make $15 an hour at McDonald's? Yeah, give me the black pants and the neckerchief. I'll go work at McDonald's. I'll make $15 an hour, and you're going to see a rise of a lot of other people with good work ethics coming in here and taking your jobs. And then you're going to sit there and whine, we got the $15 an hour, and now we don't have jobs. They took our jobs because we're lazy and have no work ethic, and we dropped out of school at 17. Other protesters made bolder vows, saying that they would willingly go to jail for the cause. A cadre of labor organizers and activists joined the protesters as they prepared to march down the sidewalks from Brittlebank to the Spring Street McDonald's. Here's the plan, one activist shouted into a bullhorn as the protesters piled out of a 15-passenger van and prepared for the march. We're going to stay legal until we get to McDonald's, and then we're going into the street. When we get to McDonald's, we're going into the street. Civil disobedience. They plan to go out there and do civil disobedience and sit down in the street until police come. Of course, the crosstown is probably the busiest thoroughfare on the peninsula in Charleston. So blocking that is really just going to piss off a bunch of people who are, trying to get to their jobs. People who are actually going to work, not sitting on a street demanding you give them more money for what's an entry-level job. Fast food was not meant to be a career unless you are in management. And even then, the way fast food works is you come in, usually it's your first job, 15, 16 years old. By the time you go off to college, maybe you've worked your way into a management role. And, you manage through college, and then you graduate college, you go on to a career. Careers aren't out there anymore. We've killed every industry that's not a service-related industry in this country. You have no manufacturing. You have no engineering. You have no there's still a little bit of accounting, but not much. That's falling. You can sign in and go in with the global bankers. We saw a lot of that from where I'm from in North Carolina, with Charlotte being a banking hub. You saw a lot of the offshore global banking elite there, and people selling out to the New World Order, selling out to the scumbag pieces of trash who are trying to enslave us and usher in Agenda 21. The activist, a bald-paletted man who introduced himself only as Ben, said he was simply a Charleston resident who took an interest in the cause. He did not ultimately stay in the street and earn a disobedience ticket from police alongside the fast food workers, nor did the other organizers or supporters, including representatives from the Service Employees International Union, SEIU, SC Progressive Network, Raise for 15, and the Carolina Alliance for Fair Employment. So again, people, look, your organizers, they're not getting the tickets. They're not going to jail. They're using you as pawns. This is a chessboard, and you are probably thinking it's checkers. They're not equal to you. The back line is your rulers, your masters, your slave owners. And your front line, you are the pawns. You are the cannon fodder. You are the slaves. And this is too important. I'm going to skip this network break here because this is too important. We got to get people woken up to what's really going to happen with this. Yes, it sounds great for a utopia of $15 an hour for working a entry-level crap job. That sounds like a utopia. I want to rip open the giant door to that room. I want to see the $15 trees and the chocolate river flowing through there and candy gumdrops as big as my head. I want the $15 an hour utopia that would be Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. But you know what? If you think that job deserves $15 an hour, you are living in a land of pure imagination. It's Willy Wonka, folks. That's what you're in if you think working at McDonald's earns you $15 an hour. You want $15 an hour? Go become a nurse practitioner. Go become a medical records analyst. One of the people, you can get a degree from Sally Struthers on late night television that'll get you a lot closer to $15 an hour than standing there being rude and not getting my order right at a fast food restaurant. And that's the thing, is these people at the fast food restaurants, they're not friendly. They're not nice. When was the last time you walked into a fast food restaurant and you thought, man, this is a great experience? I don't know, 1972? When the Colonel was still going around the country checking the gravy, and if it didn't pass muster, your KFC was shut down? There was accountability held? Maybe that was the last time a fast food restaurant actually impressed somebody enough to think they deserved a high wage. And you know what? Back then, if you did that, you got a livable wage if you were the owner, if you were the manager, if you were one of the actual workers there that wasn't an entry-level teenager. These are jobs for entry-level teenagers that get your feet in the door, get you work ethic, get you skills that then you transfer to a better job. Erica Coakley, an employee at Taco Bell on Dorchester Road, held up one end of a banner as the group made its way to Spring Street in loose formation. She would then become louder and bolder as the day wore on, shouting slogans into a bullhorn and yelling at workers from nearby fast food restaurants to join the cause. I'm going to stay, Coakley said when I asked if what she would do if the police started making arrests. She says, I'm standing up for what I believe in. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I asked Coakley if she thought a few arrests would make a difference in the minimum wage debate, which has been raging nationwide, albeit more quietly in the Republican stronghold of South Carolina. Eventually, she said, numbers count. This is the interviewer asking her this, not me. This is out of the City Paper article still. They can't keep arresting everybody. Similar protests were taking place nationwide, with 43 protesters reportedly arrested in Detroit, 19 in New York City, 23 in Chicago, and 10 in Little Rock, Arkansas. And there's all these pictures of it, standing in the street, bullhorn signs, American flags. This guy's holding up a Chinese communist flag. That should tell you where their loyalties stand. He probably doesn't even know what flag he's holding up. Again, get out of the street. Sherry Deslin, a mother of four and worker at the McDonald's on West Montague Ave in North Charleston. We've heard this woman before. We've heard her speeches and everything. She's the one that got that was on national news in, I think, Chicago or New York. She got picked up by USA Today on it. But she was down here. Deslin's been the only local fast food worker to speak. She was dressed in her crisp white McDonald's uniform with a neckerchief. And she grabbed the bullhorn and yelled, y'all live in poverty now, so get with the program. Yeah, get with the program, get a better job. Instead, this is funny. This is funny right here to me. You skip out on your day of work at your fast food job, bitching about getting $7.50 an hour, wanting more money. So what do? You go sit in the street and you get a ticket for $262. Oh, not only did you lose money by skipping work, but you got ticketed for your civil disobedience. It's probably going to be more taxpayer money that's getting spent there. Oh, we got to give you more WIC this month because you got a ticket for $262. In the end, protesters blocked traffic on Spring Street for well over an hour before officers started writing tickets. One at a time, the protesters left the street to stand by police cars on Highgate Avenue and receive their $262 tickets. Dehydrated but exuberant, they walked back to the 15-passenger vans in Brittlebank Park, and the traffic started flowing again. "We did this, y'all," one of the protesters shouted, pointing the lines of cars that had been diverted to Lockwood Drive. An attorney from SEIU collected the tickets from the protesters who had received them. She said the protesters' court dates are coming up on September 9th and 12th. Oh, so the union's going to pay the tickets for them. Again, the union who didn't get the tickets themselves, they just put you out in the street to get your criminal record hit, to get you with these fines. Because you are pawns. You are being used. People, wake up and realize it. You are being used here in this fight. You're going to lose your jobs. You're going to lose what you think you have here. What has Obama done for you? He's promised you all of this crap, and he hasn't provided. Now he's turning his back on every other group he's promising things to. Hey, we're promising to the illegals we're going to bring you in and make you citizens. Oh, nope. That's going to ruin any chance I have of getting anything done the last 2 years of my term. So we're just going to wait till after the election. But it's not political. Although the political environment has changed on it. It's not political. One person here, Hill, this is Marlena Hill again, said, I decided that if I've got to go to jail, I'll go to jail because I need my raise. You need your raise, then go work a better job. But you can't do that. You can't go work a better job because you have no ambition. You have no drive. You have no determination. You have no skill. This is disgusting. This is very disgusting with what's going on out there. I'm sick of it. And some of the comments here are great. This one's good. This is a joke. Fast food is doing less and less business as we figure out their food is making a large percentage of our population, and those protesters obese. Just look at the pics. I'm not lying. And the union asked if they have a record and took up all the tickets. They will get them thrown out probably as a first offense. That's why they were willing to stay out there. Guess what? Their next time won't be a first offense, and the union won't bail them out. People in our area do not get $15 an hour for hardly any jobs, and to force this outdated fast food industry to pay their workers that much will close up a lot of stores instead of providing good part-time employment or supplemental work for students. But the girl in the article that dropped out of school and takes care of her two siblings, is that a resume of someone who should get $15 an hour? She needs help in getting better education. But to insist that she should get paid as much as kids with degrees or adults with degrees is ludicrous. Either way, it is a lose-lose, and one of those losses should be in the loss of weight, and we can go to restaurants that serve good food and tip the worker that gets only a few bucks an hour plus tips because they earn it, not because they demand it or some union told them it is due to them. Exactly. I don't like to talk about this, but, I've mentioned it several times before. In my day job, I'm a comedian, I'm a host, I'm an improver. I have a lot of different hats that I put on. But in my day job, I wait tables. That's how I know my comedy career is going well. It's because I'm waiting tables. But to me, that is one of the most pure jobs out there. I actually like the fact that I don't know what I'm going to get paid. A lot of it's up to me. Yes, you do have horrible people that don't tip. You do have that, and that's going to be anywhere you go. But for the most part, people respect the service I give them. They respect the way I treat them, and because of that, I get very well tips. I don't make $15 an hour, but I make well over minimum wage for the hours I work. I mean, yes, I understand that waiting tables is not a 40-hour-a-week job. I'm not there to ride out the clock. I don't sit there and play Tetris for 2 hours like I did when I worked at an office job. Because it's not a ride-out-the-clock job. It's to make as much money as I can in a few hours and get out of there. Be there when the business is there. Don't be there when it's slow. But at the same time, this is a job that is fully dependent on what I do. It is production based. It is results based. Not who you know or who you're related to or who you're sleeping with. Not getting promoted because the person ahead of you screwed up, because that just makes it cutthroat. That just makes you want to squash everybody around you. That doesn't elevate the best positive characteristics of human nature. Instead, it really pushes about our demons and really brings in the portions of human character that we should be working to control, the things that separate us from the beast of the jungle, of the field, of the ocean. That comment was by Coach Ham. You can see a few other good ones. Some good stuff. It's funny. One of the people, Paulus here, says, here's what I noticed in the story's third picture. The bald guy on the left is wearing a pair of Nike Air Force Ones. They retail for $95. The guy in the blue shorts has on a pair of Air Jordan 8s. Those go for $170. Now, maybe they bought them used at Goodwill, so good for them for being thrifty. Or maybe, despite making only minimum wage, they just don't understand the value of a dollar and have their financial priorities completely screwed up. When you shut down a busy roadway to protest low wages while wearing sneakers that most people sitting in the traffic jam would never think of buying, you might just be worse. You might just be the worst face possible for the labor movement. Again, glorifying high school dropouts. That's not a good face for the labor movement. That's not a good face for the McDonald's movement. And here, Super on the quotes on the message board says, somebody please tell me this is a joke, that I'm not actually reading this. That this has got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. We're supposed to pay 17, 18, 19-year-olds, dropouts in some cases, $15 an hour because they feel it's what they deserve. Except for the two guys in the back actually flipping the burgers, nobody at McDonald's should make over $10 an hour. Nobody made you go work at a fast food restaurant. Nobody made you have those 3 kids before 22. Nobody deserves to pay $9 for a Big Mac because you think you deserve $15 an hour. Because that's what would happen, and they take the pay to that type of wage, and we know that would never happen. McDonald's will go totally automated and fire everybody first. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to go. They're going to go automated. They're going to fire people. We got Takara Bass here, an employee at the Chick-fil-A on College of Charleston campus, saying that she has a hard time raising her 6-month-old son on $7.25 an hour. I'll sit right here until I feel like moving, she says. Okay, why are you working at a Chick-fil-A on the College of Charleston campus? Why aren't you enrolled in classes there? Are you enrolled in classes there, or are you just working there? Why is the Chick-fil-A worked by people who aren't enrolled in classes? If you're a college student, why did you have a kid before you got out of college? Again, and well, it's pro-choice. She chose to have that kid, and she could have got rid of it, but no. The choice that you make in a pro-choice situation is when you choose to have sex. That is the choice that you're making. Whatever you do as a consequence of that goes back to your choice to have sex. I'm tired of all these people out there. It's not their fault they had a kid. Yeah, it's your fault you had a kid. There's only one way that kids happen. It's not like they magically show up. It's not like they're literally you're going to find on the side of the road. There's one place that they come from. We all know what it is. And if you choose to partake in that, then you know the risks that come along with it of having a kid. And if you're not ready, you're not in a financial state to have a kid, don't. Instead, what we get is we get Marlena Hill, we get Sherry Deslin, we get I can't even think of her name now, Takara Bass. It's not my fault I had a kid. It's not my fault I had 2 kids. It's not my fault I had 5 kids. I had a kid. They're going to give me more Obama money because I had kids. I've got children. I got to get paid more. I got children. Well, don't have the children. And I'm not saying get an abortion because I agree that the 52% of black pregnancies in this country, that in an abortion is nothing more than genocide. That's what you should be upset about. Instead, you're pawns out here for SEIU and other labor organizations who've sold out the workers' rights since the 70s, all in names of supporting the Democratic Party and Obama. You're a voting bloc that they count on to vote 2, 3, 4 times in each election. You are pawns, folks. Don't look at this board as a checkerboard. It is a chessboard. And it's a multi-level chess game. We're playing triple-decker chess here. And most of the American population just looks at the board and they think checkers. Of course, these are the same brain-dead, moronic masses who believe anything that they're told. Anything they see on TV has to be true. The government would never lie to me. The government loves me. Obama loves me. My government's there for me. They watch and protect me. They keep me safe with the cloud. Because the government cares. The government cares. Got a Washington Post article here that TV is increasingly for the old people. We'll get to that in a minute. I want to go ahead and play this video. This is out of the Associated Press right here talking about the fast food workers demonstrations. So, quick video.
From a Wendy's in Miami to a Burger King in Atlanta, a McDonald's in Philadelphia, and a Domino's in New York, protesters gathered, some in the rain, to demand higher pay for fast food workers across the country.
It's hard. It's barely, by the time I get a paycheck, from week to week, I'm paying a bill, paying rent, buying food, coffee. I'm barely making it. Let's go! $15 now!
The demonstration.
Hold on. By the time I get my check, let me replay this, and let me hear what she said. Okay, listen to the things that she says here when she says this. Listen to this. This is, I'll read the name of it as I go through this time. But listen to what she says. This is Sheila Brown, fast food worker. Listen to Miss Sheila Brown here and what she says she does with her pay. Come on. Here we go. Listen to Miss Sheila Brown.
It's barely, by the time I get a paycheck, from week to week, I'm paying a bill, paying rent, buying food, coffee. I'm barely making it. Let's go!
Okay, so she's paying a bill, she's paying her rent, she's buying food. What do you think you do with your wages? That's called living! You work to pay the bills. You work to buy food. You work to pay rent. That's what your job is for. If nobody had rent, if nobody had bills, if nobody needed to buy food, people wouldn't work. It's called work. It's not called fun. It's called work. Let me find that King of the Hill clip. Second season when Bobby Hill gets a job working at the racetrack, and he at first has this entitlement mentality, and Hank gives him the speech about work ethic and being the go-to guy. It's a great episode. It's Life in the Fast Lane, Bobby Saga. That's the name of the episode. It's on season 2 of King of the Hill. Yeah. It's called work because it's work. If it was fun, it would be called fun. Let's see if I can find that one. I might have to actually rip this one from another place because don't see it. Don't see that one actually on YouTube here, as far as King of the Hill videos. But it's Hank says to Bobby when he's talking about his job here that it's called work because it's work. If it was fun, it would be called fun. You go to work hard, to give 110%. Again, you don't go to work to skip out of work and go protest and sit in the middle of the crosstown. You don't go to work like Mark Dice said in the video, hungover or drunk or high or don't show up, call out of work, lay out of work all the time. If you don't have a work ethic, you're not going to earn a livable wage. You have to have a work ethic. You have to be willing to give 110%. You have to do what's best for business, what's best for the company, what's best for your consumers, what's best for whatever industry you're in. And too many people in all industries have lost sight of that. It's all about me, my, gimme. It's the problem with the medical industrial complex. It's the problem with media. It's the problem with retail. It's the problem with food. It's the problem with every industry we have in this country is this entitlement mentality of I deserve more just because. Not because I'm talented, not because of my skill, not because I put in more effort, not because I busted my butt day in and day out to get where I am. I deserve it just because I deserve it, because I exist. No reason more than that. Let's get back to the video here.
The demonstrations are part of an ongoing effort by labor organizers to put the heat on fast food companies to raise wages to $15 an hour and to gain public support for the cause.
It's fair earning $15 an hour because I think we deserve it.
I came out today because I'm really fed up and tired of just working 30 hours a week, 70-46.
Industry groups say a dramatic increase in labor costs would hurt the business owner's ability to create entry-level jobs.
Today's event is a non-event. I don't see any long-term impact from it. I think tomorrow everything will be just as it was yesterday. Today is just, as I say, a PR stunt that doesn't have any real meaning to employees, employers, or for that matter, the union.
Fast food workers have historically been considered difficult to unionize since many are part-timers who don't stay on the job for long. But supporters say that is changing, with more people relying on such jobs to support their families. Hannah Buchdahl, Associated Press.
And again, they even say that the jobs are not meant to be. They're meant to be short-term. They're meant to get you on your feet and move you to something better. And I understand that in a lot of the country, folks, the economy's bad. There's not jobs to have. You know, I do live in an insulated market. Charleston is insulated because of the tourism industry, because of the fact that we have an influx of 4 million people a year who come here that aren't Berkeley, Dorchester, or Charleston County residents. You know, there aren't Tri-County residents here. We have an influx of tourists. And because of that, it does allow for a stronger economy. Charleston is the medical center of South Carolina, so that does also lead to a stronger economy with the medical industrial complex here, with the Medical University of South Carolina, with the we're getting the Silicon Harbor name, the tech harbor of the East. Google's here. You know, we've got Boeing. We've got other major tech companies coming. They're trying to lure them to King Street. We have an insulated job market here in Charleston that's a lot better than a lot of the country. And I get that in some places fast food jobs are all you can get. But no. Work it for a little while and move up. The reason they pay you so little is because it's not meant to be a career. It's meant to be a move-on job. And get on your feet and move on. I mean, how dare I spend my check each month on rent? How dare I spend my check on food? How dare I spend my check on bills? That's what you're supposed to be doing. And again, it goes back to this whole mentality that, well, I got to buy bills, but I got to buy $150 Air Jordans. I got to, spend $80 a week getting my nails done. As Mark Dice said, I got to spend $500 a month on weed. I got to spend, you name it, all this money that on other things because I don't want to pay my bills. It's an entitled mentality out there that's destroying our society. And social media gives it a platform. Social media gives it a voice. And because of that, you see more and more people falling into this trap. Quickly out of the Washington Post, we got TV is increasingly for old people. The internet is for the young, according to new research by media analyst Michael Nathanson of Moffett Nathanson Research. The median age of a broadcaster cable television viewer, I'm getting tongue twisted, during the 2013-24 season was 44.4 years old, a 6% increase from the age from 4 years earlier. Audiences with major broadcast network shows are much older and aging even faster, with a median age of 53.9 years, up 7% from 4 years ago. The median age of NCIS and CBS viewership is 58.7. So it gets older by different networks. A shift in the demographic viewing is caused by a combination of factors ranging from lower TV penetration rates of under 25-year-olds households to increasing use of time-shifting technologies in most under 55-year-old households. From younger audiences, control over when and where they watch has driven the trend away from traditional television. Live television viewing was down 13% for all ages except viewers 55 years or older who are steadily watching their shows at their scheduled broadcast time. CBS has the oldest audience with a median viewer of 58.7 years old. Fox has the youngest with a median age of 47.8 years. And I think you're going to see a lot more change to digital content. There are some great internet television stations that are getting started now. American Hearts Radio out of Atlanta, Georgia there. They've got great programming. By the way, definitely check us out on Wednesday afternoon with the BTS radio show. I'm on there. I'm helping him produce that now. We had a great interview last week with Brittany from Brittany's Ghost Girls. That show's on American Hearts TV. Check it out. It's a great show. If you're a fan of paranormal, I think you'll enjoy it. Brittany and her sisters, they do a great job going out there. And it's an interesting show. I like it. And we've had Brittany from Brittany's Ghost Girls on quite a few times. She's a great lady. And definitely check out their show. Check out all the American Hearts programming. Professor Gravitron. BTS on the Road. A lot of good programming on there, and that's going after the lamestream media and the cable market. So, I think you're going to see the trends continue to shift, and like we had the article yesterday on the Sit and Spin with Nick O'Kelly that about Gene Simmons complaining that music's dead thanks to piracy and file sharing on the internet. It's again a case of traditional methods of distribution are changing rapidly. So, anyways, agree with me, disagree with me on the fight for $15 and the fast food protest? Let us know. You can leave a comment on our Facebook page. You can jump in the chat box here at KineticHiFi.com, Spreaker Web Radio. You can leave comments on our videos on Spreaker. Or audio's on Spreaker, I guess I should say. The video's on YouTube. You get loaded up there. But leave us a comment. We want to hear from you. Also, you can email us at weekendsitandspin@gmail.com. Weekendsitandspin@gmail.com is the email address. You can email us your thoughts, opinions. Love to hear from you. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break right here, and then we'll come back and we will wrap up the show. Be sure to stick around. After the top of the hour, we have the Sunday Spin with Nick O'Kelly. You do not want to miss that show. He's got a big show lined up for you today. Definitely do not want to miss that. So stick around, and we'll be right back here in a few minutes to wrap up the show. The Drew Howard Show, Sit and Spin Radio, KineticHiFi.com, Spreaker Web Radio.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
It's what happens when you cross saucy with awesome. That's right, you're listening to KineticHiFi.com, baby. It's awesome.
Hi, this is Bob Charles, the host of The Bob Charles Show. I very rarely endorse anything, but this service deserves my attention. Atlantic Repair LLC is the only credit restoration company that is actually headquartered here in Charleston, South Carolina. Unlike other companies that overcharge you because a middleman gets paid and then your credit report goes to Poland packed in sauerkraut. This company is here to help all of us and our credit problems like low scores, collections, judgments, inquiries, and a bunch of more bad stuff. Call Atlantic Repair LLC at 888-957-1118. They are the one company in South Carolina that charges 50% less than any other service on the planet, and no monthly fees either. They work till they are done. They get my vote. Now it's your turn. Call 888-957-1118 or go to www.atlanticrepairllc.com and follow the directions on page 1. They care for you.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd of the International News Show, AM News. I want to tell you about the Wainema Ranch. As a matter of fact, I'm going to invite you to visit Wainema Ranch for one reason. You can visit them online right now and help out where you can with our American heritage, the wild horses and burros at the Wainema Ranch. It is right here north of Reno, Nevada. That's WaiNemaRanch.com, WYNEMA Ranch.com. Get involved. Visit us today and see why I say my wife runs the ranch and I run my mouth.
Yo, this is Junior Reed, and when I'm in South Carolina, I stay tuned to Kinetic Hi-Fi for the best in music, see? So hear this. Gunshot of fire, bodies on the floor, cops on the block, kicking down the door, it's crazy. Whoa, it's crazy. Hey, stand your horn, being in the streets, it's all without a job. That's why no youths are out there on a rob, it's crazy. Whoa, it's crazy. And don't forget, it's Kinetic Hi-Fi, man, see?
Yeah, it's what happens when you cross big with small. KineticHiFi.com. It's me. What you think I was gonna say? Man, you people get your head together. I don't even know. I'm trying to have an attitude over here. I ain't got to have
Welcome back. Final segment of the Drew Howard Show, part of the Sunday Morning Freedom Spin, right here on KineticHiFi.com. Remember, hang around after the top of the hour. In another 13 minutes, you'll have Nick O'Kelly coming in for the Sunday Spin with Nick O'Kelly. He's got a big show lined up for you today. And got a new article coming out of LouRockwell.com I wanted to touch on before we get out of here. It just hit Infowars.com. It's an Eric Mangolis article to Washington, D.C., Washington, D.C., we've got to stop ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Syria's Assad, Hamas, Hezbollah, Taliban, Shabab, the wicked Ruskies in the Ukraine, those Yemeni Houthis, Iran, Sudan, Islamists in Libya and Mali, Boko Haram in Nigeria, the Red Chinese in Asia, and defeated Latvia in the fight the Lord's Army in Uganda. That's the view of Washington, where international police fever and growing hysteria over ISIS, the latest Middle Eastern boogeyman, have gripped the nation as elections near and politicians talk more nonsense than usual. And again, it begs the question, why do we have bases in 130 countries? Why are we spread out all around the globe? I personally like General Smedley Butler's idea of constitutional amendment to not allow our military to go more than 500 miles from our borders. We were not set up to have a standing army. Our founders saw the dangers of a standing army. The Quartering Act that Britain passed was one of the final straws that broke the colonists back and led to revolution. When they said, hey, you have to take this standing army, you have to put them up in your houses, you have to feed them, you have to give them every one of their needs, you have to make our British soldiers your entitlement class that you're going to take care of. That's when our founders said, no, you are reliant only upon yourself. So we're not going to take it. We will rule ourselves. Listen to Republican windbags, and you believe the hordes of ISIS are about to put Cleveland on to the sword. My question is, which we are we going to stop all of these malefactors? And again, there's so much going on in the world. And we know ISIS has probably snuck into America. We see the pictures. And yes, it does need to be proactive to stop a attack. The problem is the attack's not going to come from them at their discretion. The attack's not coming from them at their will. Any attack that happens will have been green-lighted by evil, corrupt elements of our government. Same as 9/11, same as Pearl Harbor, same as Gulf of Tonkin, same as Oklahoma City. These events are false flag terrorist events to change the narrative and to take our liberties. Again, if you believe the 9/11 Commission, which we have the 9/11 anniversary coming up this week, but if you believe the actual 9/11 Commission, then you have to believe that 19 hijackers from caves had the ability to make NORAD stand down. If you believe the official 9/11 Commission, why did we go into Afghanistan and Iraq? They had nothing to do with the 9/11 attacks. The attackers mostly were from Saudi Arabia. Why did we give Saudi Arabia a pass? Because they are the New World Order leaders of the Middle East. They're the ones that are in bed to get the Middle East when we kick out the free-thinking leaders, when we kick out Gaddafi in Libya, which has already been done, when we get rid of Egypt and turn it over to the Muslim Brotherhood, which has already been done, when we get rid of Assad in Syria, which they tried to do last year, our military said, no, we're not going to go fight alongside of ISIS. ISIS is ran by Saudi Arabia, who is in turn ran by the CIA. I guess I need to put a flow chart up of exactly how it falls from the American intelligence community into the leadership of all of these terroristic groups. And folks, this week there's a great threat that there will be an attack from ISIS. In fact, they're hyping it up, they're pushing it, they're teasing it, and this could be a bad attack. I mean, they really could be on the verge of nuking an American city. We know they're still missing nukes from Dyess Air Force Base. One of them was blown up off the coast of Charleston, South Carolina last October, 250 miles off the coast of Charleston, South Carolina. We have the seismological activity. I'm getting really tongue-tied this morning. It's been a long Sunday morning. But seismological activity that shows at the exact time we were told they crashed this nuke into the ocean floor and detonated it. We had a 2.0 earthquake out there. We've seen the results. The data's on record. There's not a doubt in my mind that they imploded a nuclear device 250 miles off the coast of Charleston, South Carolina to keep it from being blown up in the skies over us. Lindsey Graham's on record saying if we don't go in and attack Assad in Syria, then, nuclear weapons are going to come to Charleston in the belly of a ship. We're going to have a nuclear attack in Charleston Harbor if we don't go into Syria. Don't get me started on that scumbag Lindsey Graham. And do you think it's a coincidence that the only person they're running against, that piece of crap, scumbag, traitorous, anti-American, NAMBLA-loving piece of garbage from the upstate that is Lindsey Ladyboy Graham? Do you think the only thing that they're running against him is Thomas, I'm a cokehead and reality TV sellout Ravenel? Why do you think that is, folks? Same reason why they ran Mitt the idiot Romney in 2012 against Obama. I was on record in our shows in 2012 saying Mitt Romney is the only candidate possible that cannot beat Obama. Because literally, you lay Mitt Romney and Barack Obama side by side on paper. You don't put a picture of them. Their policies are identical. The only reason you would choose Romney over Obama is because you're told to be on the red team and because it's racist. Plain and simple. You lay them down on paper. Their agendas were the same. They were both New World Order scumbag sellouts pushing anti-American Agenda 21, UN control. They could have ran the talking pig from the movie Babe against Barack Obama in 2012, and it would have won. Americans would have flocked to the polls to say, that'll do, pig. But no, we ran Mitt Dip Romney. It's a good new name for Graham, though. I got to stick with that one. Man, if we don't go in and take out Assad, a nuclear weapon's going to come to Charleston Harbor in the belly of a ship. You threaten my city. You threaten me. You're a piece of scum. Plain and simple. And your little buddy, John McCain, going over there last year and having Memorial Day barbecue with ISIS, and now we're being told ISIS is the biggest threat we have to worry about. ISIS is just a rebranded Al-Qaeda. Their flags are the exact same as the Al-Qaeda flag. Look at the pictures from 5 years ago, 6 years ago. They're the same. ISIS is the Al-Qaeda operatives that we trained in Jordan. Our military commanders are coming out and saying, look, we trained ISIS. We've given them weapons. We've given them impads. We've given them heat-seeking missiles. We've given them MRAP tanks. We've given them brand new Toyota trucks for them to drive across Iraq. We have supplied ISIS because we ran them. We created them. Talk to our servicemen and women. Talk to soldiers who have been over there. There's people that have been at the bases in Jordan that will tell you, yes, we trained ISIS. And the whole time we were training them, it was, first we take over Assad, then we take over Iran, then we come to New York and we blow you up. You're training us for your demise. Ha, ha, ha. And they laughed in the faces of our soldiers, telling them we're going to kill you after you train us. Talk to our army. Talk to our military. That's why they're so awake, because they're the ones that have loaded the drugs onto the planes. They're the ones that are guarding the poppy fields in Afghanistan 13 years later, still guarding the poppy fields, running the heroin. They're the ones that have loaded up the little children on a plane to fly them to scumbag pedophiles who are in our government, who are in the BBC. It's coming out on record. Certain South Carolina senators who partake in that. That's why our military is so drugged up. That's why the VA does nothing but push drugs down their throats. They want them to zombie. They want the military servicemen and women drugged up out of their brains till they eventually put a pistol in their mouth. They want you dead if you're in their service. Once you're out, you're done. You're no longer a pawn to them. Why do you think that they've labeled returning veterans as one of the biggest terroristic groups to watch in America, along with conservatives, Christians, libertarians, gun owners, people who wear Gadsden flags and tricorner hats? People who've said enough is enough. I'm tired of the sickness that's in our culture. I'm tired of seeing people march in the street for an undeserved $15 an hour just because they feel like it and they want $150 Jordan shoes. You want that? Get a degree. Get a decent job. Don't work an entry-level job for 20 years and then bitch and moan that you haven't got ahead in life. You haven't got ahead in life because you had no ambition to get ahead. America's a great country. You can go as far as you're willing to take yourself. But this isn't a free bus ride. There's no bus taking you there. You've got to take yourself there. And again, as always, the way we turn this back, the way we take our society back. Don't listen to Eric Holder or Obama when they say, well, this is taking America back. It's code word for, racist. Because that's what it is. They want to take it back from the minorities. They want to take it back from the homosexual agenda. They want to take it back from the feministic movements. Well, let's look at these things. The feministic movement is code word for let's kill 50 million babies. And let's abort 52% of black pregnancies in this country, which is a complete genocide. Let's abort, feminist movements also, let's have kids out of wedlock. 85% of black pregnancies are out of wedlock. 66% of Native American pregnancies are out of wedlock. 50% of Hispanic pregnancies are out of wedlock. 43% of white pregnancies are out of wedlock. But that's all great to the feminist movement, and you don't need a man. You don't need a father for your children. That's okay. Let the government be your daddy, as Chris Rock says. Obama is our daddy. We got to listen to him. I don't understand this. How do you get on the government plantation and not realize that you are in bondage? How do you sit there and sing Obama is our daddy instead of singing we shall overcome when you're still in bondage, but it's to a Democratic Party that's using you, that only cares about you every 4 years when they can bus you to the polls 3 or 4 times on a Tuesday in November to vote for them. 3 or 4 times, 5 times in some cases. It's time we stop asking what our government can do for us and what we can do for our government, as Kennedy said. To quote him, it's time we stop asking what's for me and start asking what can I do to increase everything around us, to make society better, to make our life better. And here at the Weekend Sit and Spin, we figured that out. It's the words of wisdom we live by. Sit and spin motto, if you will. You know it well if you've listened to us, but we leave every show the same way.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes!
So this Sunday afternoon, be excellent to each other. And the easiest way to be excellent is by sticking around for the Sunday Spin with Nick O'Kelly. It's coming up right now. You do not want to miss it. We are out of here. I will be back Wednesday with the BTS radio show, 4 to 6 p.m. right here on KineticHiFi.com. Check us out then.